ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या सम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां व्यासशङ्करमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्थाय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ यैरिमे गुरुभिः पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यमृतोऽस्म्यहम्। ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो नमः। मण्डूकमहर्षिये गौडपादाचार्यवर्याय आद्यशङ्कराचार्यवर्यादिगुरुभ्यो नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। अथ अथर्ववेदान्तर्गतमाण्डूक्योपनिषद शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितैयदायुः। स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्योऽरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ओम अथ चतुर्थ अलाथ शांति प्रकरणम। Let us salute Rishis, Munis, and also Bharat Mata, Ganatantra Dinotsavam. On this day of Constitution, we request and pray to the Lord to bless for doing or getting the required amendments to be done for our Constitution, so that Bharatiyata, Sanatana Dharma, Vedika Samskriti is fully established and everybody in the world gets guidance. That's our earnest prayer. Initial constitution was good, slowly got amended in so many ways. Whatever, many things much more have to be done to re-establish Sanatana Dharmatva. That is not our topic. We are studying our Mandukya Upanishad. In this, the most important topic, very sublime one, we are in discussion. What is this topic under now discussion is very, very sublime. It doesn't click easily. And when it doesn't click, it is so laughable. And once it clicks, the whole life's orientation changes. Absolutely. And what is the thought? The thought is for the chitta to have the anubhavas of the world, of perceivable things. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasagandhadi. The Shabda, Rupa, Rasagandhadi are not only not required, second is actually they are not at all there. Then what are all the anubhavas? Chitta Spandana only. This is the thought that is logically explained. Other than Chitta Spandana, there is no world at all even perceived in the Chitta. Chitta Spandana is Drishya. This what is Kshanikavadins or Bauddhas, they accept as. And we also accept it. We go a step further. We say, just like for the anubhavas of the Chitta vastus are not required and not there. Sorry, the Drishya vastus are not there, which is technically called as nimittas. Prajnapti and nimitta. These are the two words used. Prajnapti is the knowledge inside, nimitta is the vastu outside. For the inner knowledge, the vastu is required. Like I am seeing chair. Chair knowledge is there in buddhi, not in the chair. For the mind to have the knowledge of chair is not required. And chair is not at all entering into the buddhi. Buddhi is neither going to chair, nor buddhi is becoming like chair. Yet, there is chair experience happening in the chitta. That is what is the logical conclusion. This is where they stop. Vedanta says, just like the nimitta are not there for the chitta's prajnapti, for the absolute prajna Paramatma, chitta also is not there. For chitta to have prajnapti, the nimitta are not there. In the same way, for having the prajna Parabrahma, chitta also is not required. In fact, chitta is not there in that. It is our next step. And chitta is not there. In the chitta only the entire world is created. Therefore, world is not there. Ultimately, ajatavada. And this is a beginning. As I'm saying, every day, when this beginning is not stopped, continued, our thinking ability, logical capacity goes on growing, then one day we will tune to what Karikakara is saying, what Bhashyakara is saying. And that's the beautiful understanding or revelation when it happens, revealing that we, after that, then the clarity of picture comes out, everything, there's no more bond. Okay, let us see the mantra Pachisma again. Atra uchade pragnapte sanimittitvam ishyate yukti darshanat nimittasya animittatvam ishyate bhuta darshanat pragnapte sanimittatvam ishyate yukti darshanat nimittasya animittatvam ishyate bhuta darshanat. What is Purvapakshi says is everybody having prajna or not, prajnapti, experience or aikine, yeah. So for the experience, the objects are required or not, yeah. Therefore, experienced objects, experiencing chitta, both are there or not, yeah. So your Advaita is cancelled. Dvaita has kaha gaya. No, Acharyas of Advaita have to answer all this. That's so the bulkiness of all the Advaita Vedanta Granthas, where everybody is such funny question they have to answer. At the final level, Shankaradi says, I will defeat Sankyans enough because Sankyans have defeated everybody else. We fight finally in the finals with Sankyans. We don't even go to semi-final. We are qualifier direct for finals. कोई भी आता है हमको कहते हैं यू गो एंड फाइट विद सांख्यन, तुम दोनों में जो जीतेगा हमारे बजाओ. सांख्य सबको हरा देता है वो अपने लॉजिक से. And in front of us Sankhya also, because in Sankhya, Prakriti or Pradhana and Paramatma are permanent to their, they say. We say, no Pradhana Prakriti, only Parabrahma is there. Ekameva Advaya Brahma will not be proved if the Prakriti is also accepted as eternally existing. That's how we take Shruti Pramana and say, in Brahma, Prakriti Maya also is neither there nor required. That's ultimate. There is a mukti. Now, when that Purapaksha said like this, now Siddhanta is saying, very interesting, he says, Pragnaptehe means for the knowledge of the objects in the Antakarana, Sanimittitvam Ishyate, Sanimittattvam Ishyate. Sanimittattvam, the nimitta is required of the outer objects, Yukti Darshanat, with your Yukti, sir. We agree, we have followed you only. But then, Nimittasya, the nimitta which you have mentioned, Animittatvam ishyate bhuta darshanat. When you go into the root cause of all the nimittas and reach to the ultimate of it, all the nimittas disappear, therefore wo animit ho jate. See the beautiful thing. So for the chair knowledge, pragnapti, the chair object is required. It's a yukti. That also will be refuted in Agi Shloka. But chair, if you go into the root cause of it, it came from plastic, it came from the source chemicals, they all came from the earth. Earth came from water and fire, and then the air and the space and the mind, and finally from the conscious self only. No? Prakriti Maya, and that can't be independent from Paramatma. Therefore, your nimitta called as a chair. Is that the cause for the experience of chair? Ultimately, you see, no. Because the chair itself is not a permanent thing, independent thing. It is temporary and it depends on. So go to those, its root cause. If you go and see the Bhuta Darshana, Bhuta is up to Panchamahabhuta, he went. We are seeing even further also. Up to the Paramatma level, we are pulling it. In that case, when you see the Paramatma in the chair, without Paramatma, the chair cannot be there. Therefore, the chair's Nimittattva is gone, because chair hai nahi to Nimitta kaisa banega? Nimittasya Animittatvam Bhuta Darshana. You see a wall. So what is the cause of the wall? The all bricks only. But bricks are made from the molecules or atoms, no? Now, when you reach to the molecule level, then which is the cause of the earth or the wall? You have to say molecule. Then what about the nimitta of the bricks? It is gone. Bricks are the nimitta for the wall, is it not? Or a building. But bricks themselves are not ultimate. They have their own karana. Go to the final karana. As you go to final karana, these all in between things which are as nimitta go away. Because to hai nahi ho, how can it become nimitta? So if at all you say the plastic what me nimitta, not the chair, because from the plastic chair came. Therefore, for the chair knowledge, chair is not nimitta. Chair nimitta is not required, not necessary. Because without plastic, chair cannot be. Like that, go behind the plastic and all. You see, you reach to Paramatma only. Means what? In the Drishya Rupa also Paramatma is there. Drashta is Paramatma. The Drishya Drashta एक ही कैसे नहीं हो सकते हैं? एक में दृश्य दृष्ट कैसा हो सकता है? It's not possible. That is what we are saying. The drashta drishya has never happened. केवल दृक् स्वरूप parabrahma always is there. There is no creation. You go into the logical level. Then you will be able to accept it. Then through sadhana, one has to even experience it. So this is the meaning. Pragyaptehe sanimitatvam ishyate yukti darshanat. Accept. Ishyate means it comes as an outcome. It is acceptable to us also. But nimittasya animittitvam ishyate. The nimitta remains no more a nimitta. Bhuta darshanat. When you go to the cause of the nimitta, which are panchamahabhutas. Therefore, when I am seeing a wall or any let us say building, I am seeing the building because of not buildings, walls or the stairs or the doors. I am seeing the building because of Panchamahabhuta. This is called subtle knowledge. I am seeing because of Panchamahabhutas, not because of the building in me. The darshan of the building in me is happening because Panchamahabhuta, not the building. This is called subtle understanding. How? Because without the Panchamahabhuta, building cannot be there. If you give importance to akara, then you are not going to deeper level. The entire problem starts from akara only, no? We are trying to reach to that Paramatma only, in whom there is no akara is not there, nirvikara. When that is our lakshya. And how do you talk as a building as a real, even though it is useful? It's made out of Panchamahabhut. Baba, वो absolute सत्य है. पागल हो क्या? That is called delusion. Giving importance to the practical thing called as building at the cost of the material with which it is made. It's called illusion. Now, Badham evam pragnaptehe sanimitthatvam dvaya sanklesha upalabdhi yukti darshanat. Dvaya or sanklesha upalabdhi. These are the yuktis. Because of these two yukti darshana, pragnaptehe nimittitvam taya ishyate. Okay. Stiri bhavat avatvam. You be established in that. Then yukti darshanam vastunah tatha to abhyupagame karanam ityarte. First of all, hmm, hmm, hmm. So, स्थिरी भव तावत् त्वं युक्ति दर्शनम वस्तुनः तथात्व अभ्युपगमे कारणमिति अत्र. Please hold on to your point that outer objects are required for the pragnapti. Now I will explain to you. जो है उसका ही दर्शन होता है, वो तो आप कह रहे हो ना. अब मेरी बात सुन. पूर्व पक्ष ब्रूह किम तदा योच्यते. इफ आई स्ट्रांगली होल्ड ऑन टू माय पॉइंट दैट द निमित्त इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर द प्रज्ञप्ति, what is the outcome of it? सिद्धांत देखो. निमित्तस्य what is निमित्त? प्रज्ञप्ति आलम्बन अभिमतस्य. In your opinion, which is the alambana for the pragnapti of that nimitta? Ghatadehe, like example of Ghatadehe, animitatvam. We say they are not nimitta only. Hai analambanatvam, vaichitrya ahetutvam, ishyate asmavihi. We neither accept that vastu or nimitta as nimitta also, alambana, and nor we see the differentiation in them also as alambana for the vastu darshana. Katham? Bhuta darshanat. What is bhuta? Paramartha darshanat ityata. Means with your vision, when you go back into the cause of whatever the nimitta we are putting in front, seeing it as a cause for the pragnapti. So the pragnapti is of the fan. Therefore, for the fan pragnapti in my chitta, the Purupaksha says nimitta is the outer fan. You hold on to that point. We say that nimitta of yours says no nimitta. It has, because it can never be the alambana, nor it can be having any vaichitrita to become alambana for the chitta to a pragnapti. Why is it so? Bhuta Darshanat. What do you mean by that? Paramartha Darshanat. फैन का परमार्थ दर्शन करोगे तो फैन नामक चीज है ही नहीं है, तो हाउ कैन इट बिकम कॉज फॉर द प्रज्ञप्ति? Is always what will be derived given in next to 2 3 slokas is it always the pot was in your mind only when you looked at the mud. While making the mud also as pot, my pot is still in your own mind. After it is made and being utilized, as long as it is, the pot is always in your mind only, not in the mud or the pot outside. Outside there's no pot. This is called subtlety. This is so close it is, but it's like last one ball, one run to me. Suddenly, okay, है ना out हो गया, तो कैसा होता है जो मैच? ये इस विषय ऐसा ही होता है. Where is the pot in the mud? In your mind, your muddy mind. Where is the pot while making the mud as pot? It is in his mind only. He is having the potness in mind and thinking that it is in the pot, in the mud, which is he is trying to convert into a form and shape. The one who can understand this, ki shape and form belong to his mind, mud was always there. When it was like a lump there, when it is put on the wheel, when it is a clay heap, lump of the clay there, when it is moved and made into that shape, all the time it is mud only. If you can understand it, you are understanding Vedanta. He is looking at mud. He is pouring water in the mud only. He is doing the stampeding on the mud only. He is taking the mud only in the hand. He is molding the mud only. And he is burning the mud only. He is selling mud only. And the fellow who came and bought, he also bought mud only. क्वेश्चन अगर आप पूछो ऐसा कैसे, आई आस्क यू टू क्वेश्चंस. दूसरी बात, व्हाट आर टू क्वेश्चंस? शो मी वेयर द मड इज नॉट इन द पार्ट. Second is, show me something other than the mud. कहाँ मिट्टी नहीं है, मिट्टी के अलावा और क्या है? So to where is not the Sat and Chit in the universe? And other than Sat and Chit, what else is there in the world? There is no other thing. No, रूप है कि नहीं? हाँ, मतलब है कोई रूप दे रहे हो तुम. रूप नामक कोई अलग चीज नहीं है से अलग. That's called Vedanta. Table is. Table is means what? Is only appearing as table. There is nothing called a table independent of is. If the table is independent of is, what is the meaning of independent of is? It is not. Means table is not. That actually is not table. Is only. But is appearing as table. Table is not actually. Let it be sthula, let it be very tangible, let it be perceivable to all senses. Yet, this is delusion. What is delusion? Not listening to Guru's word of advice, but listening to the advice of cheat and getting lost of the money or wasting time. This is what the thing, no? Foolishness, delusion. In the same way, not using your thinking intellect capacity, yes, listening to the perceptions of the mind, imagination, the perception, senses, and imagination, mind, this is called delusion. And we are taking it as real. Like we give a value to our own bad habits, keep on justifying them, and feel we can't live without them. And if somebody takes them away, we feel gidgidate hain. Don't you feel all that? In the same way, the whole Gidgid which is happening inside is of this Jiva that he was based on such a wonderful knowledge named ignorance, stupidity, such a long time. It is so comfortable, it doesn't want to leave it. Even though the promise told by Shastra that when you leave it and come here, what you get is absolute reality. वो कहते मुझे रियलिटी नहीं चाहिए, मैं जिसको रियल मानता हूँ वो मुझे चाहिए. Is it not? तो मान्य चीजों को अब रियलिटी मानोगे तो मानना ही है, तो मनमानी है तो रियल नहीं है, तो दे विल डिच यू, चीट यू। दैट इज वाई त्वमेव माता त्वमेव पिता बंधु, क्योंकि ही अलोन कैन बी माता पिता बंधु, अदर्स कैनॉट बी, बिकॉज दे विल लीव एंड गो वन डे। ही इज परमानेंट, and to all the mata pita bandhu who came is he only. See that logic, see that example. So this is how you, if you say nimitta is required, hold on to that. Let us introspect on the nimitta. Go to the nimitta. Nimitta ka nimitti nahi rahega. Bhuta darshana. When you see the karana of the nimitta. Therefore, this nimitta is not at all karana for the chitta's prajnapti. So निमित्तस्य प्रज्ञप्ति आलम्बन अभिमतस्य घटादेः अनिमित्तत्वम् अनालम्बनत्वं वैचित्र्य अहेतुत्वम् इष्यते अस्माभिः। कथं? भूतदर्शनात् मीन्स परमार्थदर्शनात् इति एतत् मीन्स न हि घटः यथाभूत मृद्रूपदर्शने सति तद् व्यतिरेकेण अस्ति यथा अश्वात् महिषः। When you see the horse, when you see the buffalo, you can see both of them different. When you look at horse, it is a horse impression. You get buffalo, horse impression went away, the buffalo thought or a perception happened. No. In this way, when you see the karana of the ghata as mud, like there is something called as gada, the goda, you look at it, you change your vision somewhere, then you found a buffalo. Like that, after seeing the mud, when you change your vision, another thing called as a gada, as if other than the mud, अनदर बफेलो एज इफ अदर देन द घोड़ा जैसा दिखा है वहां नहीं दिखेगा, बिकॉज देयर इज नथिंग अदर देन मड एज पॉट इंडिपेंडेंट। दैट इज व्हाट ही सेज। नहीं घटः यथाभूत मृदुद्रूप दर्शने सति तद व्यतिरेकेण अस्ति। When you see the cause of the pot as a mud, there is no pot seen independent of the mud. Yatha ashvat mahishaha. Just like you will see horse different, then the buffalo different. But you can't see the mud different and pot different. Another example, patova tantu vyatrekena. You can't see the thread apart from independent. You can't see the cloth apart from the thread. Once you see the thread, which is the cause of the pata or the cloth. Tantu thread, pata means cloth. So pata ke karana tantu, if you see, you can't see any more pata. Even if you see, you don't see it other than as tantu. And tantu also is made from the koshas. Tantavacha amshu vyatarekena. Amshu means the small particles in that. Iti evam in the uttara bhuta darshanena. In this way, when you go to the sukshma beings than this, sukshma causes than this. Bhuta means being. Being means not living being. Cause of it. Like for the pata, the cloth, the sukshma bhuta is tantu. For the tantu, the sukshma bhuta is what is said here as amshu. From the amshu, again the sukshma bhuta is the earth only. From the earth through the tree it came and go back. They are all called as karanas. They are called bhutas. The word used here is bhuta. तो उसका भूत का दर्शन आप करोगे तो कारण का दर्शन करोगे, ये नहीं रहता वहां। So उत्तरोत्तर भूत दर्शनेन, and up to where you take a ashabda pratyaya nirodha. You can go up to the elimination of pratyaya, the form, the shabda, the name given to it. Eva naeva nimittam upalabhame ityartha. If you can go to that tracing level of absence of form as well as name, then the nimittas, nimittatva, we can never anyway have. Means what? If you look at chair and say it's practice is very gross vision. If you look at chair and say that Paramatma alone is form, is your ultimate vision. Because the chair came from plastic, plastic came from plastic, that came from your earth, and ultimately it came from Paramatma. Therefore, what is the darshana happening? चित्त में अगर कुर्सी का प्रज्ञप्ति हो रहा है तो वो परमात्मा के कारण है, कुर्सी के कारण नहीं है. What he said, a vastu should be there. He is giving value to the sthula vastu only, not into the karana. We are telling him, Bhaiya, a chair is not so solid, real as you think. It has its own Karana. In the Karana Parampara, the ultimate Karana is Parabrahma only. No, therefore, how can you say the chair is the Karana for the Prajnapti? So, chair is not Nimitta. Therefore, चित्त के जो भी अनुभव हो रहे हैं वो जगत का रहने के कारण नहीं है, परमात्मा के रहने के कारण है, जगत रूप में जो हम इमेजिन कर रहे हैं. Now he says, iti upalabhamehe ityartha. Athava, another way of seeing the same thing. Abhuta darshanatu means what? Bahya arthasya animityatvam ishyate. Means what? There is no bhuta at all outside for the chitta to need it as nimitta for having its prajnapti. Rajvada yuva sarpadehi ityartha. Very subtle. It is more subtle than the earlier explains. First of all, snake is not at all there. Be attentive here. For the snake to be accepted by a person who is seeing snake in the rope, means what? Snake is not at all there. Therefore, snake is not required. Why? Because you are seeing snake. So without the snake being there, you are seeing snake. Therefore, for the chittas pratyagnya, it is for the chittas pragnapti, the vastu should be there is not proved. It's disproved now. Because is there snake? No, yeah. But are you seeing or not in the mind? Yeah. So if you are seeing it without the object there, means what? You can see without the object there. Where are you seeing then? The question next comes. Your own chitta spandana. Karana can be your own outside the ignorance of ropa, inside your own vasanas. That is a further analysis. But basically, chitta only has created snake without actual snake is there. अभूतत्व हो गया. तुम चीज सांप को देख रहे हो वो नहीं है तो चित्त ही बना रही ना. दिस हायर वेदांत. From this standpoint, everything chitta kalpitameva, what is being said right from the beginning, that is being fully, beautifully proved. Again I read, athava abhuta darshanat bahyarthasya animittatva ishyate rajvadaiva sarpadehi ityartha. No bhranti darshana vishayatvacha nimittasya animittatvam bhavetu. And bhranti darshana is the nimittva of the nimitta, not reality. How? The moment the rope is apprehended, the Bhranta Janya snake has gone. So even after the Bhranti Janya snake is gone, do you still see the snake? Is it not? So Bhranti Janya Sarpa is the Karana for the Sarpa Pragnapti in you. No, that Sarpa is Bhranti Janya, not Sattu. And it goes away also. And when it went away, Bhranti Janya Sarpa, Sarpa's Pratyavigna or Sarpa's Pragnapti is not there at all. Tad abhave abhavat. When you see the rope, snake notion gone, snake knowledge also gone. And snake will go away because it is not reality, it is a notion. There is something other than the snake as reality, the innocent rope. So to the entire world as something other than it's called as innocent Parabrahma Paramatma. And the snake is seen by the Bhranti. And when you see the Paramatma, the snake goes away. When the snake goes away, how can you have the knowledge of snake when the snake itself is not there? If it all there, that knowledge is inner created, not outer. Therefore, outside, first of all, there is no objects we have to come to. पहले तो जगत नहीं है साबित करना है ना अजातवाद. Then we say even चित्त भी नहीं है because both are same. चित्त cannot be without the objects. No. That is why only Parabrahma is there. Neither there is Antakarana born, nor the world is there, nor the world is pursued by Antakarana, nor samsara is possible. Then nahi sushupta samahita muktanam bhranti darshana bhave atmi vyatirikta bahya artha upalabhyate. Now the example of the rope is extended in the case of the people who are experiencing the absence of anything other than them. Who are they? Sushupta. In Sushupti, there are no Indriya Manobuddhyani. Their projection of Bhranti is not there. Therefore, there is no outer world. There are also Samahita. The one is in Samahiti mein hai. Then Muktanam, the one who realizes the self. Bhranti Darshana Abhave. There is no Bhranti Darshana for them. Therefore, Atma Vyatirikta Bahya Artha na Upalabhyate. There is no object to them other than the self that is available. That means what? A realized person has realized the self. When you ask him what are you saying, he says, I am saying nothing other than the self. Why? Because he realizes the self. Means what? He has no Bhranti. Means what? From the Bhranti only something other than the self is imagined. The Jnani cannot have Bhranti because he experiences the truth. Self. So Ajnani is experiencing it. So Jnani says there is no other thing other than self. Jnani says things are there. Then who should be accepted? The experience of Jnani's opinion only. Other than the self, I am not seeing anything. If it all seen, it is Bhranti. It's not real. Point is that. Nahi unmatta avagatam vastu. No, the very जबरदस्त तगड़ा वाला एक हंटर की मार शंकर भगवान कर रहे हैं भाष्य में कि ए फूलिश पर्सन सेइंग समथिंग a wise person, will he accept it as authentic? उन्मत्त अवगतम वस्तु अनुन्मत्तैः अपि तथा भूतं गम्यते गम्यते वा न जो पागल ने कहा उसको ये वाइस पर्सन एक्सेप्ट करता है तो इससे बड़ा पागल है ना वो इन द सेम वे whoever are saying whether the outer people or your own indriyas or chitta about the world as existing. But in the Jnani's case, he is awakened to the Atma Anubhava. The Atma Anubhava awakened person is like the normal person. Non-awakened persons are like the mental persons. So a mental person's opinion, will the non-awakened person accept it there? Or the non-mental person? No. So too, the worldly people say that how a Jnani will accept it? No. Jnani को आत्मा के अलावा कुछ चीज का दर्शन होता ही नहीं. Because only he is called as Jnani. नहीं उन्मत्त अवगतम वस्तु अनुन्मत्त ही अभी तथा भूतम गम्यते. By uन्मत्त people, they won't accept. A unmatta person says, let us say, the train is flying in the air. The word, when you listen, then only you conclude that is pagal. Then do you tell everybody, यार सच्चे सत्य बोला है पागल ने कि हवाई जहाज नहीं ट्रेन हवा में उड़ रही है. In some countries, because of bridges, the train appears to be going in Hawaii. इतना ऊपर जाके नीचे आता है वो. In some places, they have to make a jump of 2 bogies. टक 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 ऐसे करते हैं. You see all those. It's okay. But you know he's a pagal and you don't even accept it. Jnani, when he listens to an Ajnani talking Advaita, immediately understands कि ये ignorance में है. When he himself is ignorant, his talk is also ignorant, so you will not accept it. You cannot be authority to him. Just like a pagal words are not authority to a Jnani. So to a person who is saying the world is real is not authority to a Jnani who has seen the self as one without second. You see from his standpoint. एतेन द्वयदर्शनं संक्लेशोपलब्धि च प्रति उक्ता एतेन so च प्रत्युक्ता means is replied. What is the reply given? The dvaya is there and sankleshopalabdhi is there because of the availability of the nimitta outside is rejected. Nirnimitta hi hai. Without nimitta also the experiences can happen. In fact nimitta to hai hi nahi hai. तो चित्त का ही संकोच व्याकोच appearing as जगत. Really जगत is not. चित्त भी नहीं है. That will be next thing. अवतारिका यस्मात् नास्ति बाह्यम निमित्तम अतः चित्तम न संस्पृशत्यर्थम नार्थाभासम तथैव च अभूतो हि यतश्चार्थः नार्थाभासस्ततः पृथको चित्तम न संस्पृशत्यर्थम नार्थाभासं तथैव च अभूतो हि यतश्चार्थः न अर्थाभासस्ततः पृथक. ये थोड़ा तगड़ा वाला श्लोक है. What is concluded now? For the chitta to have the jnanam called pragnapti, the vastu is not only not required, but it is not there. With the earlier 2 examples explained. He says, Chittam na samsprusatyartha. Therefore, when the artha or object is not there, how can the chitta is doing the sparsha of it? Not doing. तो चित्त का स्पर्श ही नहीं हो रहा है वस्तु से, from that vastu, then how can the knowledge of the vastu also can come into chitta? Because it's not touching the object only. Why the object is not there? It is proved earlier. From the Moola Tattva Drushti, the object is not at all there. Such a thing is called logic, Vedanta में. भाष्य देखो, चित्तम न स्पृश संस्प्रति अर्थम बाह्य आलम्बन विषयम. बिकॉज चित्त का उस वर्ष वस्तु ही नहीं है. सो टू न अभी अर्थावासम चित्तत्वात् स्वप्न चित्तवतु. Therefore, the object also cannot be which is perceived from the outer object's existence. वस्तु ही नहीं है तो उसका दर्शन ही नहीं होगा, इसलिए उसका ज्ञान भी नहीं होना चाहिए. So, chitta never touches the vastu because bahya alamana vishayam. Vichittam na samspriti artham bahya alamana vishayam na api arthavasam chittatvat swapna chittavat. Now, abhuto hi jagarite api स्वप्नार्थवत एव बाह्यः शब्दादि अर्थः यतः उक्त हेतुत्वात् च in the 25th नापि अर्थाभासः चित्तात् पृथक् चित्तम् एव हि घटादि अर्थवत् अभासे यथा स्वप्ने. देखो, it's a very sublime thing. We'll start from here. Ki actually it started from Pragnapti. Then Pragnapti needs a support of Alambana as Nimitta. Then Nimitta is rejected by logics. Therefore, for the Pragnapti to happen, the Vastu is not required, Vastu Jnana is not required. So Vastu is not required and Vastu Jnana is not required. Nimitta means Nimitta's Abhata. Both of them are not required. Then where is the Vastu in the Chitta? Chitta Kalpita only hai. चित्त कल्पित ही वस्तु है, कल्पना करना ही चित्त का लक्ष्य है और लक्षण है. चित्त कल्पित इस वस्तु एंड कल्पित करना ही चित्त का लक्षण है. Therefore, where is the entire world? In the chitta and its kalpana only. And where is chitta standing? In the ignorance of the self. When you know the self, there is no chitta, then it's no kalpana, therefore knowledge of the object. वस्तु का स्पर्श नहीं है, इसलिए वस्तु का आभास नहीं. आभास में नॉलेज. सो चित्तम न संस्पृशति अर्थम न अर्थाभासम तथा एव च. अभूतो ही यथा च अर्थः. क्योंकि अर्थ नहीं है तो न अर्थ आभास तथा पृथक. Here you cannot have artha abhas also. Chair is not there. How can you have the knowledge of chair? Chittam na samsprasya artham bahya alambana vishayam na api arthabhasam chitratvad swapna chittavatu. You know, the swapna में चित्त में सारा जगत बना. But is it real artha? No. Then is that artha bhasa real? No. क्योंकि अर्थ रियल हो तो अर्थाभास रियल हो. Like means in the dream world will be real, means dream experience will be real if the dream world is real. World itself is not real, and then how can you experience? Like if the snake is real, the knowledge of snake is real. Snake itself is not real. How can the knowledge of snake will be real? Actually, in that case, real knowledge is snake is not. Listen, in the dream, the world is not there, but experience is there. Itself proves that it is not real because you can't have experience without the world. Without the world, if you have experience, the experience also is not real. Because the connection between vastu and anubhuti. That's called a swapna. In the same way, Jagarat may be, what is happening in all these discussions is our attention is brought on to chitta and it is proved that the entire world is in chitta. But those who are identified with the deha and outer objective world with so much of attachment, to them coming to this higher level of actuality is impossible. That's what our Karika is driving. He is pulling us, pushing us from the reality given to the world level to the reality to the chitta level. Then he will kick that chitta reality also to establish in the ultimate chitta. Where there is not enough chitta also required. पहले तो इधर हरा दो, फिर सेकंड लेवल वहां करेंगे. सो चित्तम एव हि घटादि अर्थवत अवभासते यथा स्वप्ने. देखो, जस्ट लाइक इन द ड्रीम, इन द waking also, chitta alone avabhasate, appearing as ghata. If you can understand this, whole world is nothing but imagination of the mind. Nano viparyasa tarhi. There is a viparyasa. What is that? Viparyasa is opposite knowledge, contrary knowledge. Knowledge contrary to perception, perception contrary to the knowledge called viparyasa. What is that? Asati ghatadau ghatadi abhasada chittasya. Means what? Without the presence of the ghata, chitta is able to see the ghata. It appears to be the viparyasa only. One question. Second is, तथा च सत्य विपर्यासः क्वचित वक्तव्यः इति अत्र उच्यते. एंड सत्य क्या है वो भी बताना एक बात है. There is mud, there is a pot, there is a mind. Mud is real, we have not touched it. In this shloka, mud also touched. We were discussing only on the pot. What we said is, pot is not at all there outside. It is there only in chitta. So creation of pot, maintenance of pot, destruction of the pot is only in the mana. There is not reality. Then what is the real also has to be said. No. Kvachit vaktavyaha. Tatha cha satya viparyasaha. Kvachit vaktavyaha. Means what is satya? That also has to be told. When you say the gada is mithya, and you are having experience of gada and you say it is mithya, क्या है सत्य वो भी बताना चाहिए. Now, these the powerful shlokas. निमित्तं न सदा चित्तं संस्पृशत्यध्वसुस्त्रिशो अनिमित्तो विपर्यासः कथं तस्य भविष्यति. निमित्तं न सदा चित्तं संस्पृशत्यध्वसुस्त्रिशो अनिमित्तो विपर्यासः कथं तस्य भविष्यति. I am pausing for you to give a time, a minute, so that it become cool. He says, Nimittam na sada chittam samsrushati trishu advasu trishu. Chitta never touches the nimitta in all the three periods of past, present and future. Therefore, chitta is animitta. When chitta itself is animitta, then viparyasa कहाँ से होएगा? कथम तस्य विपर्यास भविष्य? कुछ है तो उसका विपरीत ज्ञान. So chitta is seeing घटा and घटा ज्ञान हो रहा है. This is a very grossest opinion. घट नहीं है प्रूव किया. He says, without घट ज्ञानम happening in the chitta is a viparyasa. Is asked by the Purvapaksh. Then उसी के प्रश्न को जवाब के रूप में बता रहे हैं कि the chitta never touches the nimitta either past or present or future. It has never touched the nimitta only. Then how can he have viparyasa, opposite of it? कुछ है बेटा तुम अब opposite direction में चलो. You will tell that only when you see him walking in one direction. अब वो काम छोड़ के ये काम करो. When do you say? When he is doing something. So too, chitta is not registering any nimitta only for its anubhuti or jnanam, whatever, pragnapti. If it is not perceiving only anything, past and future, how can he see the opposite of it? What he says is, घट के बिना चित्त में घट ज्ञान कैसा आ रहा है. He says, चित्त कभी तीनों काल में घट को देखा ही नहीं है. देखा ही नहीं है तो बिना घट का घट ज्ञान कैसा आएगा? एक क्वेश्चन उठेगा नहीं. देन व्हाट? दैट इज व्हाट वी आर सेइंग, द कल्पित ऑफ द चित्त. दिस विल नेवर बी सॉर्टेड आउट और अंडरस्टूड टिल बियॉन्ड द चित्त परमात्मा इज नॉट नोन. All doubts, problems go only when Paramatma is apprehended as he is. Please remember, for the entire life, there is no other way. See, nimittam means vishayam. Atita anagata vartamana advasu trishu api sada chittam na sprishet eva hi. Yadi hi kvachit sprishet sah aviparyasah paramartah iti अतः तदपेक्षया असति घटे घटादि आभासता विपर्यासः स्यात् न तु तदस्ति कदाचिदपि चित्तस्य अर्थसंस्पर्शनं तस्मात् अनिमित्तः विपर्यासः कथं तस्य चित्तस्य भविष्यति न कथञ्चित् विपर्यासः अस्ति इति अभिप्रायः अयमेव हि स्वभावः चित्तस्य यत् उत असति निमित्ते घटादौ तद्वत् अवभासते अवभासनम्. This is what very sublime. I tell you, I need to explain for one day. Tomorrow I'll spend on that. Because that once clicks to us. Great thing. 3-4 points are there in it. Conclusion is this. The nature of chitta is this, that without the object in front of it, still it can imagine that too. That is called as chitta. What is chitta therefore? Imagining the existence of the world in Paramatma. It's nature of chitta. The point, it says, Uta asati nimitte ghatadau, ayam eva hi swabhava chittasya, yad uta asati nimitte ghatadau, tadvat avavasanam. Even though there is no gada, still gada seeing is called as the nature of the chitta. That's what that pot maker, in his chitta's nature, the potness in the mud, he has visualized. Then he only molded it. It is in his chitta's nature to see the thing which is not there. Therefore, you want to see the thing which is there always, transcend the chitta. When you transcend chitta in meditation, you see self. After seeing self, there is nothing as chitta, no, none of these things remain. Tomorrow we'll see this. यहाँ हम रोकेंगे. एक दो श्लोक ने हमने देखा इधर, कल थोड़ा और टच करेंगे इसको. तो पढ़ो 26, 27, 28 3 बार. चित्तम न संस्पृशत्यर्थम नार्थाभासं तथैव च अभूतो हि यतश्चार्थः नार्थाभासस्ततः पृथक्. चित्तं न संस्पृशत्यर्थं नार्थाभासं तथैव च अभूतो हि यतश्चार्थः नार्थाभासस्ततः पृथक्. चित्तं न संस्पृशत्यर्थं नार्थाभासं तथैव च अभूतो हि यतश्चार्थः नार्थाभासस्ततः पृथक्. निमित्तं न सदा चित्तं संस्पृशत्यध्वसुत्रिषु अनिमित्तो विपर्यासः कथं तस्य भविष्यति. निमित्तं न सदा चित्तं संस्पृशत्यध्वसुत्रिषु अनिमित्तो विपर्यासः कथं तस्य भविष्यति. निमित्तं न सदा चित्तं संस्पृशत्यध्वसुत्रिषु अनिमित्तो विपर्यासः कथं तस्य भविष्यति. That's why when you study these mantras under guidance of Guru greatly and deeply, when you inquire, it's only total orientation is different. तस्मान्न जायते चित्तं चित्तदृश्यं न जायते तस्य पश्यन्ति ये जातिं के वै पश्यन्ति ते पदं. तस्मात् न जायते चित्तं चित्तदृश्यं न जायते तस्य पश्यन्ति ये जातिं के वै पश्यन्ति ते पदं. तस्मात् न जायते चित्तं चित्तदृश्यं न जायते तस्य पश्यन्ति ये जातिं के वै पश्यन्ति ते पदम्. In fact, chitta also is neither born. If is somebody seeing chitta and also the drishya, it's like they are seeing the footprint of the birds in the sky. Wow, wow. Great slokas they are all. Let's see tomorrow. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om 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 Om. Today we thought of a topic but changed it, and we did today the Desha Bhakti Shakti in a crisp form. Be a Bhakta of Desha and get that Shakti from the entire Desha, serve the Desha, and our Desha will be of the Lord later on. Tomorrow we'll continue. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Guru Bhyo Namaha Paramanushibhyo Namaha Parabrahmane Namaha Shruti Matre Namaha Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanastu. Manduka Maharshi Gaudapadacharya Charnarindar Manastu Adi Shankara Charnar. Come back for our Upanishad Parayana.